Hello everyone, my name's Amanda and welcome to my little space here on YouTube. So in today's video, I have wanted to build myself a bookcase, background for my computer kind of thing for a little while now, so I thought I would crack on and do it. Now I do already have a Besta unit from IKEA behind me that has things like my Cricut and some craft stuff in, but I really wanted a space where I can keep my to be read pile, so I thought I would add to the Besta. So I bought I bought two of these cabinets that are from the Besta range. These are the narrow ones, and I planned on putting two shelves in each one for my books, but they didn't actually fit two rows of books, if that makes sense. So I just went for one shelf in each, and I don't actually have a too massive to be read pile at the moment, so I thought that this would work. So as you can see, I've popped the little brackets in and I've popped the shelves in, and now I'm going to add them to the Besta cabinet that I already have. Now I love the Besta range from IKEA because it's really simple to add to. So as you can see, these silver brackets come with those two square units that I bought, and then I've been able to use those brackets to attach the two cabinets together and then attach them onto this Besta unit that I already had. Now another reason I love the Besta range as well is because it's really customizable. So as you can see, I've got the grey green door, but you can add doors, drawers, and then there's also lots of different colors to use from. Here I've got it in the white. Now, my main purpose for wanting to add to my current Besta cabinet was to store my current to be read pile. So all of these are recent books that I've picked up. I went and had a bit of a charity shop haul, and a couple of them are books that I read years ago and held on to. A lot of the time I'll read a book, once I'm finished with it, I'll either re-pop it back to the charity shop or I'll re-gift it to friends or family. I'm not really one to keep all the books that I read, so I don't need huge bookshelves or anything like that. I just mainly wanted somewhere that I could pop my to be read pile pretty much. So this particular book here is actually one I read years ago, and I found it the other day at my mum's, so I must have read it when I was living there, and it sounded quite good and I don't remember it, so I thought I would add that to the pile. And then like I said, a lot of these are ones that I pick up from the charity shop. My local charity shop, if they've got loads of books available, they'll do 3 for £1. Other than that, they're £1 for 2, so it's a huge bargain. And then I kind of like that because if I end up not finishing the book or not liking it, I haven't wasted loads of money. As you can see, a lot of the books that I'm into are quite of the romance genre, but I do also like some thrillers or kind of ones that have got a few twists in them as well. I'm wanting to push myself out of my comfort zone though and try a few other genres. This particular one is another one that I read years ago and kept it because it was a really good story, so I wanted to read that again as it's been quite a while since I've read it. But a lot of the time, like I said, I'll only keep a book if it really stuck with me and I know that I'll probably read it again in the future. A long time ago, Cecilia Ahern, I was a big fan of her books, so I picked up a couple of them that I see that I don't think I've read. If I have read them, it was a really long time ago. I recently started this one as well, and this is a perfect autumnal read, especially if you're just wanting the cozy vibes. So far it's been quite a nice story as well. But other than that, these are just a few that I grabbed recently, and I'm hoping that because life isn't as busy and as hectic as it has been through spring and summer, we're going into those cozy, more chill months. I'm hoping that I can make a lot more time for reading. It's kind of one of those things that I seem to pick up and I'll binge read for a good couple of weeks, and then I'll have a period where I don't read for a little while, and then I'll get back into it again. But I'm really loving grabbing a book of an evening instead of sitting on my phone, so I'm looking forward to getting through these. If you have any book recommendations, do pop them in the comments below. As you can see from this selection here, I don't have any that are trendy or viral, but I do, if I see one online and it grabs my attention, I will go out and get it. So if there's any recent viral books that you've read that you highly recommend, like I said, pop them below and I will give them a read. This one was a little bit different. I think it was this one or the next one when I was reading them. It's a little bit different to what I normally read, but it sounded quite good. I think it was actually this one. But I do, like I mentioned, I want to push myself out of that comfort zone a little bit. So I'm hoping that I can, I'm really bad. I tend to buy a book based on its cover. Like if a cover intrigues me, I'll buy it. I'd always just have a quick read of the blurb on the back, but I don't actually like reading too much. I like to just jump in and see what's happening. So on to the Besta cabinets. They do have these holes obviously where you can move the shelves, and that does bug me a little bit. So I'm gonna get some stickers. I know you can get those little white stickers so you can cover up the holes. So I'm going to get some of those to cover up the holes, and also the little silver brackets. I'm going to get some white spray paint and spray paint them white, as I've done that on another piece of IKEA furniture, and it really helps minimize how much they stand out, because obviously against the white shelves the silver bracket stands out quite a lot. Now there are 4 shelves I have available on this cabinet, and my to be read pile was only going to take up one of them, like one full shelf. So I decided to use 2 because I wanted to add some decorative items as well. So I've popped some of the books on both of the shelves, and then I'm just going to pop on some autumn decor because I quite like this. It's my background for my computer, as I said, and I do video editing. I spend a lot of time at my computer for work, so I kind of want to have this little area quite seasonal, and I thought it was a nice space that I can mix it up for the seasons. So right now it's a little spot for a lot of my autumn decor. I loved this orange pumpkin. I did do a haul recently on YouTube, and I purchased this pumpkin in cream, and then I went back to Home Bargains and I see they had it in the orange, so I decided to grab the orange, and I kept this reed diffuser here as well because I thought it just smelled quite nice and it's nice to have there. And then a few of these are little bits I picked up from my recent autumn haul as well. A lot of those pieces were from my computer desk, but I didn't want it to feel too cluttered, so I've popped a few of these on here. And as I said, it's the background to my computer, so it's all sort of one, if that makes sense. I really loved how this turned out, and I can't wait to add to the collection of books. Like I said, there's 2 more shelves to fill, so there might be some book hauls coming up, or I'm not sure. I use this space as well. I do a lot of crafts and bits and bobs like that, so I use this space for that as well. So I don't 100% know how I'm going to finish it off, but this is basically part 1. I then added the other items back that I had on the Besta unit. I didn't actually have too much on here, as it was just used as a little storage space, but I added in my lamp and my wax melt burner and this vase. I do need to get a new plant for that vase. It did have an orchid in it, but it outgrew it. So then inside the Besta cupboard, I just had a load of random bits in here, but I had a good sort out, and I've decided I'm going to move my Cricut into the cupboard side because it was in the other side, but it's nicer to just kind of have it hidden away when I'm not using it, to be honest. I don't do loads of Cricut crafts at the moment, but it's an amazing piece of kit if you love crafting. So I've popped this in here, and it's nice now that it's kind of just covered up and out of the way in the cupboard. And then I'm just going to go ahead, and a few of the common vinyls that I use are here. I also use vinyl in my job, in one of my jobs. I work 2 different jobs, so I also have access to a lot more vinyl than this, but these are kind of like the common ones, or the ones that I'm going to be using for upcoming projects. Also here I have a mug and a glass. These are the next 2 Cricut projects that I want to do, so I popped these in there as well, just so when I do get the time to do them, they are there. I picked up this glass flask, I suppose you could call it, and I want to just pop some little autumn leaves around the top of it, just to give it a little something extra because it's quite plain. So all of that's in there ready to use. I was going to get another drawer for this, another door for this bottom section here, because you can buy the smaller size of these doors as well. You don't have to get the big ones that cover the whole section, but I'm not 100% sure whether to do that or not, because I do like having the one side open, as it adds a little bit of colour and mixes things up a little bit. So I got these baskets for the top shelf, and they just so happened to just fit, all 3 of them, and I'm just going to pop a few bits and bobs in there. So these are just some extra candles and plant pots that I've bought for things, like I've got a few plants that need repotting, some little cuttings that I want to pop in there, some candles and some reed diffuser oil, little bits and bobs like that. This is a whole box of wax melts that I made, which is another hobby of mine. I really love making these. I love using wax melts, so last year I think it was, I started making them myself. Now they're not perfect, but they smell absolutely amazing. Here's some little gingerbread shaped ones, which was super cute. So I kept these in here because, one, this is where I have one of my wax melts, so it's handy that all of the wax melt burners, I have that on here, so it's handy to have that to hand. And then this space is in my living room, which is where I predominantly will light my wax melts. I then had 2 other little craft projects that I want to do with my daughter. So we've got these little wooden leaves from the range, and these little painting, ceramic plaster painting kit thing. So I popped them in there because we plan on doing them this week, so I thought it was good to have them tanned. So for now, that's this project finished. I love how this little space turned out, and it kind of does just show how on a budget you can create a nice little bookcase. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. Maybe pop me a comment below and hit that subscription button if you haven't already. I'll probably be doing a part 2 of this real soon. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. Lots of love. Bye bye.